there playing peanuts.
And I ate this Chiba Chew, and after a while the baby was asleep. I said, fuck, I'm gonna go outside and get some sun and write some jokes. And I'm writing some jokes. And all of a sudden this fucking Chiba Chew just fucking overwhelms me. Just fucking overwhelms me, right? And I had smoked some pot, and I actually put my head back, and I'm like, wow, this is fucking
I love when you get like that.
It had to be about 10 after 4, and I put my head back. And all of a sudden I heard, like, excuse me, and I look up, I'm like, this fucking salesman. And I look up, and it's Bergie, our friend Bergie, the Armenian. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, Bergie, I am fucked up, you know. And he proceeds to tell me a story about his brother's arm is stuck like this forever. And he has to, you know, his mother has to put like a fucking pocket over here so he can keep his hand in there. But his hand is like this, you know. And I'm like, did you get him a cape? You know, and I'm fucking. But the funny thing was when he was telling me a story about his brother, it's like anybody else telling you a story about their family that has a disability, you know. And at first, you want to keep it as serious as you can. But I'm going down deep with this Chibo Chudeca. I just burst out fucking laughing in the poor guy's face. And it was so overwhelming that I burst out laughing that I almost fainted. Because I was so embarrassed that I was laughing that it lifted everything, the anxiety level.
Yeah.
But I couldn't keep a straight. And he kept going. Like, yeah, he has to keep his arm like this. And my mother made a jacket for him to stick his arm in. And I am
like Napoleon.
Yeah, and I'm fucking freaking.
I'm surprised you let him keep telling you because
I
usually when you
couldn't
get
tell him to
high,
stop.
Did you get a cape like he's gonna hide his face in it?
Yeah,
like
this is the way it's
like
if my hand was permanent like this, I just get capes all day and walk sideways and walk that way.
walk sideways.
you have at least one cape in your closet. I know you.
I love them.
You have a cape somewhere.
Oh,
Wait, what happened to capes? When did they fall out?
When these fucking idiots start wearing tight jeans. Capes have been around forever. There's no way if you can't sling dick in a cape, you ain't slinging dick.
I want to
How long you been
cape.
married for?
I don't have a cape.
Listen,
My cape game sucks.
You get a black cape with a red interior.
I'm getting a purple cape.
Get a black cape with a red interior. And one night go, Leanne, I'll be right back. And come back balls ass naked underneath. And come in like this, like a heavy Bella, like Bella Lugosi in 52.
God.
Naked with the cape, they go fucking bananas. Women love fucking capes.
Capes are so functional.
Fucking
like
functional.
if you got cold, I'd have a quilt cape, so almost like a Snuggie, so I could just wrap up in it. Oh, I love a fucking cape.
The situation to me feels like this. You ever have that girlfriend you dated in college?
Yeah.
She keeps in touch with you.
Yeah.
And every time you go to Tampa, you take her out to dinner with her husband and your wife, and you're looking at her, and the whole time you're all giggling, ha 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 ha, drinking whatever wine, but you're looking at that bitch going, and when I used to tie you up and make you suck my balls like a savage, because you're looking at him, he's like, and he's kissing her, and you're like, ugh. She used to lick my asshole with that tongue, and they're at the table like, oh, we love each other. And you're like, yeah, she loved me too. Until I whipped her with a belt and made her suck fucking hummus off my nutsack. That, you know what I'm saying? Like you know you won. Yeah. Like this guy's trying to be a nice guy, but you're like, well, shut up, dog. I used to fuck her in the ass with egg yolks and throw eggs at her at the same time. You know what I'm saying? When you do that, then you come see me. You're over there playing like you believe this fucking dirty horse. She's an animal. She's a fucking animal. I got 2 neighbors that are cops, and the other neighbor's Slash's aunt, and I talk to her every fucking day.
Really?
Yeah, so we're good to go. You come to my house looking for problems, you're going to leave there a limping motherfucker, I'll tell you that much.
I think about that. I think about someone. I just got guns. I got a Glock.
Yeah. Oh no.
I got a.
You just sit there at night waiting. Like,
dude, I have a joke. Waiting. I have a joke about it in my act about there's no better feeling than drinking with your gun in the middle of the night and just waiting for shit to go down. Just 2 a.m. with a Glock on your lap, just going, "Come on, motherfuckers!"
But make sure that shit don't go off by mistake.
I don't put bullets in my gun.
Dog.
keep the magazine out of it. Want to hear something crazy? When I took the life insurance exam, you take one over the phone. And the kid answers the phone, and he goes, I'm going to walk you through all the questions. They ask you if you've ever done drugs, if you've ever drank alcohol. I get done all my questions, and he goes, okay, I think we're done for now. I'm going to end the recording. I went, oh, thank you. And he does the recording. He goes, it was a pleasure meeting the machine. And I was like, motherfucker. I'm sure he listened to my answers. Like, I very seldomly drink. I've never tried drugs or whatever my bullshit, you know.
You remember the old Green Bay Improv?
No.
There used to be a Green Bay Improv.
For real?
Yeah. Who goes to it? in the summertime, they're not going to go watch you.
Yeah.
And in the wintertime, they're eating cheese, watching the fucking Packers, talking about the Packers all week. I think about it. When was the last time you went to Green Bay?
Dude, they all
Go ahead. I remember. Go ahead. Give me the time. Go ahead. I'll wait
never
and listen.
been.
No. They don't want to know about comedy. They just want to tackle people. They tackle you at the airport in Green Bay. Nobody goes to Green Bay. Have you ever thought about that?
Dude.
No. When was the last time you talked to anybody who said, I did this theater in Green Bay and it was fantastic?
I'm doing Green Bay on this tour.
Are you really? Yeah. This is the first time.
Yeah.
I love it.
I've never been to Green Bay in my life. I've always wanted to go.
I took a fallout in October.
Yeah.
And they actually had the balls to do a Sunday show. The neighborhood kids know you're not from the neighborhood, and they try to chase you and shit. They try to intercept your shipment. It's worse than the drug business. It was like being narcos. When I was fucking 10 delivering papers, it was like being narcos. I swear to God, because they dropped the paper off on the bottom of 5 corners. Believe it or not, there's a place in my hometown that's got 5 or 6 corners. 6, it's impossible to believe. It's a bagel shop, a bank, a thrifty store, another fucking refrigeration store, and another corner over here. 5 corners.
Yeah.
It's 5. And as a matter of fact, I robbed the bank in there when I was. It was a drive-through. We took it in when we were kids. Sunday night was the punchlines, and Monday nights was Cobb's when that scumbag was up there. And he would make you sign your name on a list, and he wouldn't tell you what time you go up. And then he'd just come up to you and tap you on the shoulder. You know how many comics flew into that open mic and he didn't put up?
No.
Even though he told you on the phone he was
Who was
gonna put
this?
you up. He quit. He was an old guy that ran Cobb's. Real prick. And he was the one that told Ralphie, why did Joe take Ari and me on the road, that we were worthless. And we used to bust Joe's balls, and he had a crush on Joe. Because one day Duncan and Ari went downstairs to do radio with Joe, and that guy purposely brought a 2-seater. And he told Ari and Duncan he couldn't go. So Ralphie told me the story. I told Joe. Joe was like, come on, the guy wouldn't say that. I always knew the guy was a closet fag, for starters. So for months, every time we go to Cobb's, I tell him, how's your friend, Joe? I would just torment Joe. Joe, you know he wants to suck your dick. Like when he would come up, I go, Joe, you want me to stay? Like I would just, like
Joe, you want me to stay?
Yeah, you want me to stay? I don't know what's going on between you two. And Joe was, hey, he's not gay. I go, Doug, trust me. I know, but that dude was a scumbag. This fucking 74-year-old guy that I grew up in his house. So when I looked at the thing, it said no caller ID on it. So I thought it was my uncle. So I go, Dio, what's happened? And he goes, what are you fucking talking about? Carmine. I go, hey, Mr. B, what's going on? He goes, I've had something on my mind for the last 3 days. I really want to tell you. I go, what's up? And he goes, the other night I'm eating fucking whatever dinner and I'm by myself and I see that this De Niro Stallone movie's coming on. So I say, what the fuck? Let me watch it. So I start watching the movie and you pop up and Joey, my world stopped. He goes, the dish fell out of my fucking hand. He goes, I had seen you in that movie, The Longest Mile. Whatever the fuck that was. But this is real. He goes, and he was hysterical. You with that fucking half a homo Adam Sandler? Fuck Like Ari said to me the other day, oh, you're going to be in New York for Danny Brown's show. I'll come up to Williamsburg. There's a barbecue place where people stand on line for an hour.
Oh, fuck.
You're not going to see me there.
Yeah.
You're not going to see me there unless I get a Jewish fucking gold chain. I get one of those neck braces like Phil Leotardo in The Sopranos after he got rear-ended. Remember? He wore a neck brace. That's extra money because the neck brace makes you cut the line. People feel bad for you. You bring like a dog with you and you close one eye. You know what I'm saying? I don't wait in line. So the dad comes back there like an hour later. I'm watching TV and the dad comes back there with a margarine tub filled with water. Remember the old margarine tubs in the 80s?
Yes, yeah.
Filled with water with a little dish with cocaine floating on it. Okay? Because in his mind, if the cops came in, he would take the dish, throw the coke in the water. And so now, listen to me, he comes back there, and as soon as he comes back there, he starts sliding down things. You know, in Miami, they have the slide down fucking windows, like this, just in case there's a hurricane or something like that.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking this guy's gonna fuck me in the ass. He's coming in here with this tub of coke and he's gonna fuck me in the ass. This is why they kept saying, don't hang out with Muñeco when he gets coked up.
And this is after he asked you to kill somebody?
This is, like this whole, like an hour after he asked me to fucking, if I could go to the mafia and get this girl killed. But the more coke he did, the creepier he got, not sexually. He just got creepier and more paranoid. So the last thing he did was he put boxer underwear on, and he had a 38. And he put the 38 and he mangled it, the 38. And he would have chancletas on, those Cuban chancletas with a wife beater like Chi-Chi. And he would just walk around like paranoid, like, and look from window to window, even though the blinds were metal and they were shut over the windows.
Yeah.
He kept looking at him. And the fucking gun kept falling out of his underwear, hitting the floor. And I'm like, oh, no. Oh, no. And Bert, after the third time, the gun went off. And he shot his foot. By this time, it's 7 a.m. He's bleeding. And he's not even, like I would have been on the floor like a pussy. Yeah. He's like, don't worry about it. His wife and his daughter, his son, hear the gun go off. They run back there, and they're like, oh, no, he did it again. I go, should I call the ambulance? The son's like, he's going to be fine. He does this like every month. The doctor came. It was the 8th time he shot himself in the fucking foot. He had no foot left. I kept looking at it. It was 1 foot, and I kept seeing like little holes. I thought he stepped on something on the swim from Cuba or something. This fucking iPhone, when somebody calls, it beeps, but it doesn't tell you who called.
Okay.
It doesn't tell you who's calling. So I have to hang up with the person and wait 5 minutes, and the call comes through. So I have to shut the thing off and maybe start it. You'll tell me how to do it. And my fucking other thing keeps asking me to upgrade. And every time I hit it, 10 pop-ups come on. I don't understand this fucking app thing. So, I got to have apps. I don't fucking get it. Just one time, hit me, and then move on with your life. Now, every 10 weeks, they want me to upgrade and do this. Get the fuck out of here. So,
you mean you're not going to wait in line for that new iPhone?
Oh, yeah. I'll be there tomorrow morning, nice and early. Like a fucking half a fucking moron. I got better things to fucking do with my time than wait there so I could have the phone first. I could tell my idiot buddies, I have it. Oh, you're so lucky because you stood in line like a fucking faggot. Yeah, that's great. What was I talking about?
About something that got your high going.
So
you should just get a homeless guy to stand in line for you. Just go, hey man, you're outside anyway.
I'm sure they would.
Give him $20 an hour. Like, that's what a real pimp would do. But these fucking idiots can't figure that out. God forbid they can't stay outside and tell themselves stories about fucking Lana Del Rey or whatever the fuck these kids talk about today.
Hillsborough had a gang called TWT, Together We Thump. And now you did not fuck with Hillsborough. Hillsborough was like fucking scary. But Robinson was they were like, yeah, there's a little South Tampa. And we had two gangs. Not gangs. I'm really overstating it. One was a gang, they were called the Cavemen. And there was it was all preppy white boys. I was not a part of the Cavemen. And then my school had this, it was more like a club on campus, but we would fight together, and we were called EPU, a pluribus unum. Your gang is not tough when it's named after the thing on the penny, a pluribus unum. Together we're one, or whatever, something. But yeah, I remember fights. I remember not being afraid of fights. Now I look at fights, I'm terrified of them. But I remember in high school just being like, fight, let's do it. Grab a golf club. Fucking grab a baseball bat. My buddy Huicho got hit in the head with a steel pipe one night. Now I look at it and go, what a fucking lunatic would swing a steel pipe at someone's head. But back then, you're just like, shit happens. It's like, I think that's why I'm most afraid of young kids. Like, people that are racist, I go, no, I'm more ageist. Like, I don't want young kids around me. Young kids terrify me because they don't feel like there's any repercussion in life. All your dirt you did that was horrific happened when you were young. When you just figured, oh, life will never end. And then you get older and you're like, I would love 5 more years, for I started looking at it going like, fuck, where did it all go? Like, did I really just drink from fucking age 20 to 45? I don't remember anything.